Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry my hair's a little puffy. I had to run some errands a little bit ago. And yeah, I did my premiere video not that long ago. Or something like that. Sorry, I burped for a second. Excuse me. Yeah, I did a premiere video, but it's not premiering till Sunday at 1 p.m. So you won't be seeing that Reason Why episode officially go with its official premiere until Sunday, May 29th. So, yeah, this is for. Sorry, I flipped my pen for a second. This album review I'm doing is for a new album, and this is for Tate McRae's I Used to Think I Could Fly album that I'm going to be checking out and giving a listen to. So, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So, let's dive into this album review. Now, I gotta say, after listening to majority of this album, it's kind of sluggish to get through. Um, like she has it. She is like the artist I would say is ripping off from Camila Cabello and also somewhat of Billie Eilish. And there's no originality with this artist. Like, yeah, I'll give her credit where it's due. Some of the songs don't sound so bad. Like, Question is the opening song, and I thought it was a good opener. It was an intro track, it wasn't very long, so you're in for only 16 seconds. And you get into Don't Come Back, and I gotta say, that was not too bad. I'll give that a 4.5 out of 5. It's a solid song. I think the first half of the album impressed me a bit, but when you get to tracks 7 and 8 and 9 all the way to the end, it goes downhill a bit with just some sluggish, boring songs, and you just feel like you want to go to sleep to this album. That's how it made me feel. And I don't want to disappoint anyone that likes Tate McRae. If you like Tate McRae, feel free to listen to her. I'm just not a huge fan of the vocals because I can tell, I can make some comparisons to what it sounds like. And it sounds like Camila Cabello majority wise, but I know she has a higher range than her. Uh, but it sounds like Camila Cabello when she's doing normal vocals. But still, I'm So Gone is the next song, and that was not a bad song. I kind of like the beat to it and some of the melody. So, yeah, the melody has its iffy points. Like, there's no originality with the melody, it's just same basic melody for each song. And then it goes from pop stuff all the way to very mellow rip off Billie Eilish stuff. And it's sad that pop artists like this nowadays have to try so hard to make their albums sound good. Um, it's just sad because I think after hearing talking shit about Maroon 5 quite a bit, I think I lost faith in pop music now. Lost interest in pop music a bit. Don't hate all the pop artists, I just lost some interest in it. It just depends on the artist, I guess, now. So I'm a little cautious with that genre now. What Would You Do is a solid track. I think it's alright for what it is. Uh, it has a pretty interesting melody, but it's the vocals from Tate McRae sound similar to Camila Cabello's. And I don't want to make comparisons, but come on. It's pretty simple and obvious. We know that her vocals are not sounding like her own. It it's good. It's just I don't know if this is the artist for me. I tried getting into this with an open mind, and I found myself a little displeased with some of this album, mostly towards the end. Chaotic was a solid track. I'll give that a 4.5 out of 5. The melody still seems like the same with all the cluttery other songs that are on this album from the beginning. The first half is alright, but it's not worth listening to again. I think the first half is probably the strongest part of the album. Hate Myself is an alright song. I'll give that a 4.5 out of 5. I didn't hate the melody too much. It does have that cookie cluttered, same repetitive melody like the other songs do, but that's what she's going for, I guess. So, yeah, let's just keep going on with this review, I guess. What's Your Problem is a decent song. I don't know if I like it too much. There's a lot of comparisons with her vocals that I can make comparisons of from two artists, but I just don't want to. This is just pointless, honestly. But 4 out of 5. She's All I Wanna Be was decent. It is what it is, I guess. This is what we're getting for this song, so 4 out of 5. Boy X is probably the lengthiest song on the album, but I wouldn't call it the best song on the album. It's a decent song. So this is where we start getting into the boring part of the album. 4 out of 5 for Boy X. I think acoustic guitar wise it sounds nice, but it doesn't save the song from executing well. So it's just about the delivery and the execution, and I'm just not feeling for it with this album, honestly. So now to the last 4 songs. You're So Cool was underwhelming. I'd give it probably like a 3 out of 5. I'm just not feeling for this song. I think it's okay. It's just some glittery pop kind of song. And the lyric choices are not very well done in this song. So 3 out of 5. Feel Like Shit is the next song, and that was average. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's something. And I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Most of the songs are sounding similar to each other. And I know it's trying to connect with each other, but I'm not feeling for this album, honestly. Go Away is a average song. It's just a song this song and the last song will put you to sleep for sure, and you'll just be like, oh, what happened? And just be like, oh, did I sleep through this album? Kind of shit. But yeah, Go Away is just a slugfest to get through. So 3.5 out of 5. I think the melody sounds nice, but it doesn't save the song for what it's going for. And finally, we get to I Still Say Goodnight. I think it's nice lyrically, but it just has a boring melody. And it'll put you to sleep, this song. So 3 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution. I think Tate McRae's I Used to Think I Could Fly was okay. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, in my opinion. I wish this would have been something interesting, but I came across some, like I said, I think Maroon 5 kind of ruined pop music for me, unfortunately. Some pop music, like the newer days pop music, because everything sounds so generic with pop music nowadays, and it's sad, because it's just not the same like it was. There's some artists that can do the pop music very well, just depends on the artist, I guess you could say. But first score for me, I'm giving Tate McRae's I Used to Think I Could Fly album a 6.5 out of 10. It's okay. It's sort of underwhelming towards the second half of the album, like the last half of the album. From tracks 10 to 13 are probably the weakest, in my opinion. But everything else is iffy, and it just depends. But anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Tate McRae album, I Used to Think I Could Fly album, if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review I made for you guys for Tate McRae, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you for another review. I think it's going to be for Def Leppard's Diamond Star Halos. I'm kind of more impressed with metalcore and rock music now because one, I know there's going to be some people that are going to go on the hate train and say, "Oh, you don't know shit about this album." I listened through it. I listened to all 13 songs and I was not that impressed. I was kind of bored. Just saying. I know pop music is a good genre. It just depends on how it's executing. And this was just a slugfest to get through, and there were similarities with each song on this album, and it's a shame. It just doesn't, it's not a cohesive album. It's just very bland and sort of boring, too, to get through the second half of the album, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this album review for Tate McRae. I used to think I could fly. I was hoping I was going to be in for something interesting, and I was let down with this album a bit. But I think the other songs did okay for what they were going for. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Stay safe. Take care, guys. I'll have the Def Leppard Diamond Star Halos album review coming out tonight sometime, maybe by midnight. And as always, I will see you in my next review.